Stories always start with long, long time ago in a land far, far away. Lived a great king. Round the other way with the foot. And in the old days there were great conquerors, greater than the ones we have known in our history. One such conqueror was in India. Just have the legs straight now. And he had conquered many lands, many kingdoms all around through India, through the east, and also towards the west, to the Middle East. Somewhere around there. Bring one foot high onto the thigh. Hold the toes and wobble the knee up and down. So many lands he had captured except one small kingdom that was in the middle of kingdoms that he had already captured. And what's more, they had no armies. So he felt it was just a formality that one day he would walk in and take this land and add it to his collection. So, and change legs. But this land was run by a holy man. Hold the toes, wobble the knee up and down. And they lived life in freedom, with love and happiness. They had no need for weapons or armies. And when this man heard that the armies were coming for his land, he said to the people, "Welcome them. Bring the generals and the soldiers to the palace. There's going to be great festivity." And so it was. Have the legs straight. Bring one foot into the elbow. Clasp the hand around the knee. Lock fingers together, just rocking the baby. So the soldiers and generals were brought into the palace, and there was much festivity, song, dancing. The soldiers were amazed. They said to the man, they said, "There's something you don't understand here. We have come to take your land, to take your wealth." And he said, "Take it. It's yours. Take what you want. It all means nothing to us. We live here in freedom." Change legs. And rock the baby again. So he said, "There's something else you don't understand." He says, "We're going to also take your people and enslave them." He said, "Oh, well, that's a whole different story." He said, "We cannot allow you to do that." He said, "We live here in freedom and in love. For this is the only real value in life." And just cross the legs now. He said, "For that we will fight, and fight to the last man. With no weapons, with no armies. We will fight you." Hands out, and just do cat's claws. And they fought, and they were slaughtered by the thousands. So word got back to King Salva, and he had heard of this land where the people were fighting like animals with nothing but their bare hands, no weapons. No form of organized war. Squeezed tight, open wide. Every man, every woman, children, old people were all fighting and dying. And he thought, what good is a land if all the people are dead? What will I gain? It'll just be a barren piece of land. So then he thought about the reason why they were fighting, for their freedom. Maybe this means something to humanity. So I have the hands down. And he realized that he had taken away the freedom of thousands and thousands of people around the other lands. So he called back his armies and gave the land back to the people. Have the hands up and down. But he went a step further, for he realized that he had done the same thing to many other lands. He gave all the kingdoms back to the people they belonged to. And he even went one step further. He stepped down from his own throne, round in a circle, left his kingdom and went into the forest, round the other way. And they all lived happily ever after. Hands down. Let's have hand under the elbow, round in a circle. So another great king was a lover of music. And he loved music so much he decided to give a concert for the people of his land. Around the other way with the hand. So he sent word out to the people of his land that there would be a great concert. The finest musicians would be there playing the most contemporary music, and all were welcome to come. Just change hands round in the circle. He said, "Come, but there's one condition. You must come, enjoy the music, but you must sit in perfect meditation, in perfect stillness, and enjoy the music." Round the other way. For if you were to move, you will be beheaded. So it's a bit like going to an Alice Cooper concert. Hands down. So this was the condition. Come if you want, but sit in perfect meditation, otherwise you will be taken away. Hands on the shoulders and round in a circle. So the concert began. All enjoyed. There was wonderful music. And everybody sat in perfect stillness, except for a few. And there are always a few. Round the other way. So the guards were watching, and these people were taken away, whisked off to the king after the concert, and sat in front of him, hands down. And the king said to them, "You knew the rules. Why did you move? You were told that if you moved during the concert, you would be beheaded. Why did you move?" So just have the hands loose in the lap and round in a circle with the neck. So they said, "Oh, great king, the music was so divine that we couldn't help ourselves. We just had to move and sway to the music. For we loved the music so much." Around the other way a few times. And the king said to them, "You are the people I'm really looking for. For you are the true lovers of music. In spite of the fact that you could have lost your life, you were carried away with the music." He said, "I needed some people to share my music with. So then, just face the front." He said, "From now on, whenever we have a concert, you are my guests. I want you to enjoy the music with me." And this is how it was. And of course, they all lived happily ever after.